Once upon a time in the whimsical world of finance, there was a magical term that sent shivers down the spines of investors everywhere, ETF. Now, what does ETF stand for, you ask? Well, it's short for exchange traded fund, but in the eyes of many, it might as well stand for everyone's totally freaked. Picture this, a bustling trading floor, where traders are frantically waving their arms around, looking like they're trying to signal an airplane while simultaneously performing a strange interpretative dance. And there, in the midst of the chaos, is Bob, the self-proclaimed financial guru, who thinks he knows everything about ETFs. Bob is the guy who, just last week, confidently declared that he's going to retire in a year thanks to his brilliant ETF investments. Little did he know, his brilliant investment strategy consisted of blindly throwing darts at a board covered in ETF tickers. As Bob struts around, exuding confidence like a peacock in a tuxedo, his friend Sally is sitting at her desk, nervously refreshing her investment app like a teenager waiting for a text back from their crush. Sally is convinced that ETFs are some sort of financial sorcery designed to make her life miserable. Every time she hears the word ETF, she imagines a giant monster with tentacles reaching out to snatch her hard-earned savings. Meanwhile, Bob regales his colleagues with tales of his wild success in the ETF world, while Sally can only nod along, her mind racing with visions of financial doom. It's like a buffet, Bob declares, waving his hands dramatically. You get a little bit of everything, stocks, bonds, maybe even a sprinkle of unicorn tears. Sally rolls her eyes, wishing she could sprinkle a little common sense on Bob instead. One day, Bob decides to host an ETF educational seminar, because, of course, if he can't convince Sally, he'll just gather a crowd of unsuspecting victims. He sets up a PowerPoint presentation titled ETFs, the magical world of financial freedom, complete with glittery graphics and an overly enthusiastic soundtrack. As he starts talking, Sally can't help but feel like she's watching a batting commercial for a miracle weight loss pill. Are you tired of your boring old investments? Bob asks, pacing back and forth like a motivational speaker on a caffeine high. Do you long for excitement? Then ETFs are for you. They're like the roller coasters of the stock market. Sally can't hold back her laughter as she pictures herself screaming on a roller coaster while her money goes up and down, just like her stomach. Bob, undeterred by the lack of enthusiasm in the room, presses on. And the best part? You can buy and sell them like stocks. At this point, Sally chimes in, so, you mean I can ride the financial roller coaster while simultaneously losing my lunch? The crowd erupts in laughter, and Bob realizes he might need to rethink his approach. Sally decides to take charge of the seminar. Let's talk about what ETFs really are, a mixed bag of investments that can either make you rich or send you crying to your piggy bank. She explains how ETFs can be beneficial, but also points out that they can be like a box of chocolates, full of surprises, some good, some not so much. Bob, slightly deflated but still eager to impress, jumps in with, but think of the diversification. You can spread your risk. Sally quips, yes, and what's that saying? Don't put all your eggs in one basket? Or in this case, don't put all your money in one ETF that might as well be named the Wild Goose Chase Fund. The audience chuckles, and even Bob has to admit that Sally has a point. By the end of the seminar, Bob and Sally realize that while ETFs can be a great investment tool, they don't have to be scary. They can actually be fun, especially when you have a friend to navigate the ups and downs with, preferably one who doesn't throw darts at a board covered in ticker symbols.